Welcome back. Today, we're diving into something I find, well, pretty unexpected. Harnessing power from rain.
Right. It sounds a bit counterintuitive for solar, doesn't it?
Exactly. We're exploring rain-powered solar in Montana, a green energy frontier based on some fascinating research, including a paper from Black Knight Power.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission today is really to unpack this tech, see what its potential is, and uh, understand the unique challenges, especially at a place like Montana.
Yeah, Montana's an interesting test case.
Okay, let's get into it. First off, solar in Montana now, it's ranked 38th nationally for installations.
Which sounds low, maybe.
It does, but here's the thing. It gets about 201 sunny days a year. That's actually quite close to the national average.
Yeah, it's not Arizona, but it's certainly not, always overcast. And what's really fascinating, despite that 38th ranking, is the economics for homeowners.
Okay.
The average electricity rate there is around 13 cents per kilowatt hour. And for solar, the average payback period is just 13 years.
13 years.
Yeah, that's
Not bad at all.
Not at all. And over the lifetime of the system, we're talking potential savings of like $20,716 for the average homeowner.
Wow. Okay, so the baseline solar economics are there, but now the rain part. This is where it gets really interesting. How does that even work? Rain-powered solar.
Right. It's not just your standard panel. These use something called a triboelectric nanogenerator, a TANG.
Telly. Okay.
Basically, it's designed to convert mechanical energy raindrops hitting the surface into electrical energy. It works using the triboelectric effect.
Friction, like static electricity.
Sort of, yeah. The friction between the falling water and a specialized layer on the panel creates a tiny charge, and that charge is captured.
So it's harvesting the kinetic energy of the rain itself. That really changes the game, doesn't it, compared to traditional solar?
It absolutely does. If you think bigger picture, this Tang approach tackles some key limits of standard solar panels.
Like clouds and rain, obviously.
Exactly. Better efficiency on those gloomy days.
Yeah.
But also, there's a neat side benefit. Water conservation. The system can actually collect the rainwater too.
Oh, interesting. Dual purpose.
Mm-hmm. And you still get the core benefits. Less reliance on the grid, clean energy, no emissions.
But what about cost? Is it way more expensive?
Well, the initial cost is higher, that's true, it's newer tech. But because it can potentially generate power more consistently year-round, the argument is that the long-term savings could actually be higher than traditional solar.
Okay, so a potential for higher long-term gain.
Mm.
Now, let's talk Montana's climate specifically. It's wild, right? Spring storms, sunny summers, rainy autumns, and those winds. Chinook winds up to 100 miles a ride.
Yeah, the weather is definitely diverse and sometimes extreme.
How do these panels, rain-powered or not, even survive that? I picture them getting ripped right off.
It's a fair question, but modern panels are surprisingly tough. They're engineered and tested to withstand quite a bit. We're talking 1-inch hail hitting at 50 miles per hour.
Yeah.
They can handle snow loads up to 112 pounds per square foot, and wind resistance is typically rated up to 140 miles per hour.
Okay, much tougher than I thought. So they can physically handle the Montana weather.
Physically, yes. The engineering is there.
But even with that resilience, what are the biggest hurdles? What makes widespread adoption tricky in Montana, specifically for this rain jack?
Well, even if the panels are tough, you still have climate realities. Montana has long winter nights, meaning less daylight for any solar generation.
Right.
And heavy snow, while the panels might hold the weight, can cover them up, blocking both sun and rain. Plus, those extreme temperature swings can stress any equipment over time.
And the economics again?
And the economics, higher upfront costs for rain-powered systems is a factor. And because it's still emerging technology, there are always questions about, long-term reliability, maintenance, finding qualified installers. That can make people hesitate.
But it's not purely theoretical in Montana, is it? Wasn't there a real-world example?
There was. You might be thinking of the Arby's in Bozeman back in 2015.
That's the one.
Yeah, they put in a solar water heating system and a 15-kilowatt roof-mounted PV system. It was a big investment then, about $2.25 million.
Shows how costs have come down.
Exactly. While the cost was high then, it was a really important early example. It showed commercial businesses in Montana that this kind of sustainable tech was actually viable, even in that climate. It set a benchmark.
So wrapping up, this rain-powered solar idea is genuinely fascinating, especially for places like Montana with such mixed weather. It feels like a real bridge between, blue sky innovation and practical energy needs.
I agree. This Tang technology, adding rain power to solar, could definitely boost renewable energy there. But it really highlights that constant balance, doesn't it? You have these amazing technological leaps,
Right.
but you always have to weigh them against the hard economic realities and the specific, sometimes harsh challenges of the local climate. So thinking about all this, what really stands out to you listening? What do you see as the biggest opportunity or maybe the biggest hurdle for this kind of green energy frontier?